Bless up, bless up. It's your boy, Big Truck. Hey, conversation and reviews. Miss Melanie King got some things to say. I have some things to say. Go to her channel and check her out. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet and let's get this work.
Now we know the whole government shutdown thing was always just a big ploy. Let me explain. So first, the news just broke that the longest ever government shutdown is finally coming to an end. They're saying that the broad framework for this agreement was negotiated by Senator Angus King, Jeanne Shaheen, and Maggie Hassan, as well as GOP senators, has now, quote, more than enough members of the Senate Democratic Caucus to advance, according to two people granted anonymity to disclose the terms. So then I went to research what was so different about this new bill, and the answer is absolutely nothing. They say that this deal is a pragmatic off-ramp from the initial stalemate, a quote-unquote cleaner CR with some wins for both sides, but it largely kicks the core fights, ACA subsidies, Medicaid cuts down the road without resolution. So why the vote now? Well, it's this. One of the main reasons why the shutdown began in the first place is because the Democrats feared electoral backlash from their base. This is an article from last month, and they said that, quote, it's been clear to them that the American people don't want to see a Democratic Party that capitulates to a Republican extremism. They want a party that stands up for people's health care, that stands up for our democracy, and that's what they're doing now. And that message worked brilliantly for the Democrats. They absolutely shellacked the Republicans in the elections last week. And now Democrats who won their elections last week are coming out and saying, they can be done with this government shutdown now. Yeah, that big fight over health care, that is not even in this new bill.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, how does it feel, the whole SNAP benefits, the whole they're taking Section 8? What more can I say? Y'all been played. Y'all got played. Y'all fell for the banana in the tailpipe. Didn't I tell you? I tried to tell you. What's in the dark gonna come to light. I want to see how everybody's gonna react. And everyone reacted in the way that they wanted them to react. This is why I say you have to learn to look into things instead of looking at things. If something doesn't sit right within your soul, do your research.
40-day government shutdown, air traffic, a complete mess, massive bread lines across the country for absolutely no reason. Okay, it's all a freaking game to these scumbags, and the American people are always the one to suffer.
What did I tell you guys? It's all a show. It's all a show.
But here's the thing, Queen. They want to keep this division. They want to keep chaos. They even went as far as handpicking certain people, certain TikTok creators, paying them to start chaos. Make videos. They're cutting my SNAP, EBT benefits. They're taking away my Section 8. These are paid people because they want to keep the chaos. Back at the ranch, the Democrats sitting there running their mouth, complaining, kicking, crying, screaming, pulling out their hair, trying to put bad press on Trump.
What was the point of them doing this shutdown if they got nothing from it? And now there is a major backlash in the Democrat Party against the Democrat leadership, the establishment Democrats. But we knew this was going to happen. We know this is part of the chaos plan that they have. They want Americans hungry. They want Americans desperate. So they have people go without pay, without benefits, without anything else, because they were pushing these tax credits for Obamacare. That wasn't even part of it.
They want to make room for martial law. They want to create enough chaos so that they can bring in martial law, New World Order. We know what time it is. And watch this thing play out, that saw this thing from the inside out and have said, this is not what it is. This is what they up to. We're going to sit back and relax. Meanwhile, you have other individuals panicking, doing any and everything for $1. That includes making TikTok videos, making Instagram videos. Hell, you even got AI getting in the mix, making their damn videos. What more proof do you fucking need? Grow up, people. Get it together. Wake up.
You weren't paying attention to the details. Well, you just go with whatever is being said, whatever is out there on the news or whatever they're talking about, and none of it was real. None of it was real. Okay. And Chuck Schumer, we could get a lot into him. I understand all of these people, all of the leadership and establishment, they are working together to control us. They are working together to keep us distracted, to keep us struggling, to keep us poor, to keep us tired, to keep us overwhelmed. Like every minute, there's a new sledgehammer coming our way, and all in an effort so we don't really pay attention to what's really going on.
You better wake the fuck up. You better wake the fuck up and go 50-50 and go partnership with your mate. 2 incomes is better than 1. You better get your head out your ass and get it together. Winter time is here. You better start being a team player. You better start. You're going to learn today. Trust me. Because what's happening, what's being done is being done right in front of your damn face, and you don't even see it. So many people live their life under a damn rock. So many people have been brainwashed. So many people listen to the wrong people.
Talk about political theater and how this is the political theater is really a show. And this proves it outright. So while this is going on, people aren't paying attention what's happening with digital ID. They aren't paying attention in what's happening with Stargate AI, 2.5 trillion being spent in just a few months. And even Sam Altman, OpenAI, basically saying that, he's tried to walk it back now, basically saying that, it doesn't matter what we spend or our finances, because he's basically saying that the government will bail them out. They will bail them out. Now, the Trump administration responded and said, no, we won't be bailing out, but they have no choice. Like, they have no choice. The most important thing right now to our government on both sides is to push through this, the Stargate AI.
They know what they're doing. Okay. This has already been set in stone and planned. So this is nothing new. Read the book of Revelations. Go get William Cooper's book, Behold the Pale the White Horse. All this has been set in stone. Pretty soon, everything about you will be on a microchip that they will implant in you. That way, when you do not do what you're told, all they got to do is flip a switch and you cut off. They turn your TV off. They close your curtains.
They don't care. They don't care. But let's continue down this road. The Democrat Party, they are having a major backlash. There's actually a backlash going out about Mamdani as well. The Democrat Party voters there are very unhappy because they feel like they're being let down already. They're being let down already, but we knew this would happen. Again, I believe Mamdani is a Trojan horse, not just to bring in Sharia law and all types of things in New York City. But I think, again, you have to remember these are actors on a stage, all meant to rile up voters, rile up the American citizens so that we just feel disaffected, so that we keep staying in our party camps, fighting each other and not looking at what's going on.
I'll leave a copy of this video, of our video, in my description box. That way you can go in and you can watch the rest of it, because I'm trying to told y'all. Okay? The stage has already been set.
Well, today is a terrible day to be a Democrat. The shutdown just ended after 40 days, and what did we get from it? Absolutely nothing. They voted on a bill that they could have voted on 40 days ago, but why? Not to mention that they just admitted that they were lying about the whole shutdown and gaslighting people by saying, well, Republicans control the House and the Senate, when prominent accounts are going, I wish the Democrats held out and didn't reopen the government. I mean, even CNN said it. Look.
We've got plenty more on the other side. We will talk much more about this. Again, you're looking live at the Senate floor as the Democratic filibuster has been broken. We have so far reached 60. We're waiting for the official count. But right now, 60 votes that would unlock moving forward with this plan to reopen the government on the Senate side. A quick break.
And what does this new bill have that the old one didn't? Practically nothing. The same issues like ACA and Medicaid are just being kicked down the road. So what was the point of the shutdown? Well, it was leveraged to win the elections. And then after the elections were won, prominent Democrats who won the seats came out and said, well, we don't really need a shutdown anymore per se. But of course,
let me highlight this. The mayor of New York, there's an oath. Okay? He has some things he has to fulfill. So many individuals have been played and fooled. Y'all brought it on yourself. Y'all didn't hear the warning. I guess it was just me. that heard the warning that Trump gave. You might not like Cuomo. However, he'd be more of a better fit for the mayor of New York than this guy. But no, y'all had more faith and trust in this guy instead of Cuomo. Now look, y'all ass is gonna be sitting there looking like damn ducks.
Of course, they waited a couple days after the election because, God forbid, you would realize that they were just starving Americans for leverage. Air traffic control was down, flights were canceled, delayed all over the country. People had to make lines outside of food banks just to feed their families, and federal workers didn't get paid. But hey, at least we passed a spending bill that we could have passed 40 days ago and avoided this whole situation, right?
They did it all for a show, and they did it all. It's performance art to drum up their base. And especially with Chuck Schumer, let me show you this. I guess he was hoping, because he is being challenged. His seat is being challenged by AOC. So he is trying to hang on by a thread. But overall, everyone in the Democrat Party, well, their base wants him gone. What's weird is the leadership is not saying it. And that should tell you everything you need to know. They're not in lockstep with their own party. They're not in lockstep with their own voters. They don't care what the voters have to say. It's all about power and greed and a means to an end.
With that being said, we out. Open up your ears, open up your eyes.